Give Me a Reason. I'm here to cook for you again on this lovely Sunday. Now, I've cooked chicken before, but I'm gonna cook chicken again. The only difference is I have an air fryer now. So I want to try this air fryer out. I've never tried an air fryer. I have like the directions here to read the book and how long it takes. And I know one of my subscribers, Mikey, he was like saying that I should get an air fryer. And I'm like, you know what, I should. So I actually got one. Well, my mom had one and she was like, I sent it to you, girl. You all right? So my mom sent it to me. So I'm going to cook chicken in here. Now my fries, fries right here. I'm cooking those on the stove. So I want to try the air fryer out, see how it works. And it's a pretty decent size because this is, you know, how big the bottom is. So I'm just going to put 10 pieces of chicken in here. And right now I'm going to season my chicken. But before we get started, let me introduce myself for the new people. Hi, my name is Tiffany. You reached my channel, Give Me a Reason, and I'm a flight attendant. I'm based in Houston. I work for a major airline, and I love multiple things: beauty, flying, makeups, hair, stuff like that. So however I feel, I just upload it on my channel. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell and comment and let me know what you think about these videos. This cooking on Sunday when I'm off, that is. So like I said, I'm here to bring some content to you. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. So with all that being said, let's get in cooking some chicken. All right, so like I said, I have 10 pieces of chicken. I'm just going to cook the 10 pieces of chicken. No, I'm not going to eat this chicken like this. Don't play with me, okay? So I have my seasonings that are already mixed up here in the bowl. And I have my fries, and I brought some vegetable oil to spray on the chicken. And I have my flour that I need to get down right here. I need to get my flour pot so I can put this in. Anyway, I got my flour, so I need to get a Ziploc bag. You know what, I really don't need a Ziploc bag. Yeah, I don't need I'm not going to waste a Ziploc bag. So while I'm seasoning this, I'm going to tell you about my last 3-day trip. That's why you guys haven't seen me upload a vlog, because I was just like irritated. But that happens in the airline industry. So with all that being said, why do I keep saying with all that being said like I'm done? I'm not done. So you see me correcting myself. It's one of them days. I'm hungry and I'm delirious, and I've been riding around trying to figure out if I want to buy some food, if I want to cook some food. So I'm like, you know what, let me just cook. I don't have time for the foolishness. So speaking of my 3-day trip, so I can bring you guys a little closer. Uh-oh, hold on 1 second. There we go. All right. Speaking of my 3-day trip. So, you know what, do I need to turn this on first? Before I turn this on, we're going to find out today, okay? Okay, so here's the directions, and it says to cook fresh wings, you got to put on 400. So I put it on 400, so hopefully it'll get hot. Okay, so I guess we're gonna wait till they get hot. So anyway, is this like, am I supposed to press something? Yeah, wait a minute. Okay, I need to figure out if I need to turn. So basically, I guess it comes on once I finish. So y'all, it's been a minute. So anyway, let me season my chicken generously. And while I'm seasoning the chicken, we're going to talk about what happened on my last 3-day trip. So basically, that's a lot. That seemed like a lot of seasoning. Basically, what happened was, you guys, if you've been following me, you know that I was on reserve for 6 days straight. We get the option to combine our days if you want to stay out, but I don't do that because I'm based in Houston. So I feel like that's better for commuters, and that's what a lot of commuters do. So when I got back from my last 3 days, I had another 3-day trip. I mean, another 3-day reserve block, and then I had 1 day off, and then I had another 2-day reserve block, and then I'll be done for the month. So I'm sitting there, and I look at the schedule when I wake up, and I was like, first I wasn't even number 1. And then all of a sudden I was number 1, which was fine. Okay, I'm number 1, that's fine. It is what it is. So I found out I'm number 1 or whatever. I know it seems like a lot of season, y'all, but once you put this flour on it, I might take it this evening. So as I'm sitting there looking at the schedule, I see that I am number 1. So I'm like, oh great, I'm number 1. You know, this should be, you know, crazy. And I'm looking at the trips that's populating in the system. Now the trips that's populating in the system are like crazy trips. It's like trips I'm like, oh wow, that's I don't want that trip. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's populating in the system. So I'm like number 1. And I went from like in the top 10 to number 1, like quickly. So I'm like number 1, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm like, okay, great, I'm number 1. Let me, you know, I hope I don't get these ugly trips that's, you know, generating in the system. You know, I don't want these trips, because I mean, they were like long days, multiple legs, and I mean, that's our job because we get that. But I worked so much during the month, I'm like, you know what, I just want to, you know, make sure that, I mean, get something nice. There's no guarantee because I'm on reserve, but at least, you know, let me see. So of course I can't self-assign because I'm already reserved, and I can't self-assign. I get a phone call from scheduling telling me, asking me, did I want to, I'm sorry y'all. I get a call from scheduling asking me, do I want to do I want to sit airport standby. Now, if you guys don't know, I sat airport standby the multiple times that's allotted for our company, which was, I sat airport standby 5 times, and then I was like, you know what? She was like, well, you know, you're number 1, so the next trip that comes available, you're going to be called, and that's going to be your trip. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do airport standby, because I already know she's going to give me a time later on. It's not going to be right then. So let me just, you know, do airport standby. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll do airport standby. So she was like, okay. And so as soon as I said I would do airport standby, she gave me a time to show up, of course. So I was like, all right. I think I had to show up like 3 hours later. Get to the airport, no problem. Sit there for like 2.5 hours, and over. I sit there for like 2.5 hours, and I'm in there like laughing and talking with a girl that's in there, and it so happened all of us ended up getting a trip together, me, her, and another girl. So I was at least junior, so they got, you know, they were able to choose their position, so I was the 8th. All right. Put that in there. Okay. Okay, y'all. They're in there. We're going to see how this works. I'm so excited. I hope I did it right, because, honey, we're going to find. What is? Hold on, y'all. What's this? Wait a minute. Oh, Lord, wait a minute, y'all, because I don't know if this is supposed to be on a rack or not. Hold on. No, I don't see no rack in there unless you're trying to put multiple things. But anyway, so while that's doing that. Anyway, so I said, you know what, I'll choose airport standby. That's fine by me. I could do that. I sit there for 2.5 hours, and we got called to go board a plane because other crews was, you know, like coming from other flights, and they had to meet the plane. So we were called to do a lot of like boarding positions, but we always have to take our bags, because just in case anything happens, you're able to go. You can't wait. You can't go back and be like, oh my God, let me go get my bags. You have to take your bags every time they send you. So if they send you 13,000 times, every 13,000 times you have to take your bags. So we're sitting there, and we get a trip. And I was less junior, or more. I was junior to everyone on the flight, on the crew. So I was selected to be A because they chose their position first, and which was fine by me. I don't mind flying A, as long as I didn't get C, I was okay. And we get to the plane and we get our schedule, and we have like a decent trip. The first day it was only a 2-day. The first day was deadhead one leg, fly, work the next one, and overnight in Phoenix, and then we double deadhead, which means we're not working, we're just catching a ride. We're still working, but we're not working the flight. But we're catching 2 flights just to get to our base. We already knew, looking at our schedule, that one, the time was early. Like, they had us deadheading early. 2, we were at a base already. So to have us double deadheading was kind of crazy because we were already at a base, and it was a base that we can have a direct flight to Houston, to our base. So at that time, we were like, yeah, we're gonna get used tomorrow. Maybe they'll probably work the Dallas flight or something. That's what we were assuming. Child, when I tell you, we get on our flight, the first day goes fine. You know, we go to New Orleans, I get me some, what is those things called? The powder thing, really good, whatever. I get some of those. And we get on our overnight, our schedule hadn't changed. We were fine, and things seemed to be going well. I go to bed and I look at my schedule again because I want to make sure that, hey, let me double check to make sure that there's nothing different on my schedule, and make sure that I'm setting my time right, because the airline I work for, we have her time, and we have to make sure that the time is local time wherever we're overnighting, because we want to make sure that we show up on time. So I made sure that I was on the right time, right show time and everything, and I go to bed. Set my alarm like 3 or 4 times, because you know how we do, we snooze, 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 and oh my God, let me get my behind up, snooze. So as we're snooze, but as I'm, sleep or whatever, like I said, I went to bed, no trips. Wake up the next morning after hitting snooze 4 or 5 times. I look at last time, like, oh my God, let me get up. Oh my God, I'm running late. So I'm running late. I'm running like a chicken. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not that person to wake up like, oh, let me see. Like, I'm not that person. I don't wake up extra early just to lay there to see what's on my phone. It's only on an off day that I may get up and do that. But on my work days, I'm too busy. Especially on a morning flight, y'all know I'm not a morning person. So I'm just going and I'm running like a chicken. I'm in the bathroom, got my music playing. I'm just, getting ready or whatever. And I'm running like a chicken, trying to make sure I look presentable. Because even though we're deadheading, I still want to look presentable. Because again, we may have to work the flight. I'm not looking at my schedule. I'm not trying to see if anything changed. Because in my mind, I hadn't got a call yet from crew scheduling. And I'm just running anyway. I'm like, not a morning person. I'm not focused. Get downstairs in enough time. We're getting on the shuttle. And the flight attendant's like, hey, I think they changed our schedule, let me look. So as we're, going to the airport, we're talking, and we stopped looking like we were supposed to look, and then we started talking to other crews on there, and we were just talking, not, minding our business. And we get to the gate, and we go to the counter to get our boarding passes, because again, we're deadheading, and, we assume we're deadheading. So I get to the counter, and all 3 of us was there, and the most senior person got her schedule. And got her boarding pass, and me and the other person, our schedule was adjusted because we didn't have a boarding pass waiting for us. So of course we got to call crew scheduling. Hold on, y'all. Oh, this about to go down. Okay, that's cool. Like, oh my God. Okay, I need to be trying to cook these fries because this chicken's cooking fast. Oh my Lord, man. I'm so excited when things work out. So anyway, so the young lady called because she didn't have a boarding pass as well, and they told her, hey, your schedule's changed, but you have to board right now, so go to your gate. So she runs to her gate. And then it was me. So I'm on the phone waiting, trying to see what they gave me, and I'm trying to load my phone, but my phone is taking forever to load. So I'm trying to load my phone, I'm waiting for crew scheduling, so they're telling me, yeah, your schedule's changed, you have, I thought I heard 12:45 show. So I was like, okay, so it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, because we had to be there 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm thinking, okay, 12:45, that's not bad, it's, it's 4 hours. I just go take a nap in the crew room, because I'm at a base. And I'll wake up early, wake up a little bit early, find out where my gate is, go to Starbucks, and then go to my gate. This is what I'm thinking. So I'm like, okay, thank you. And normally I repeat it, but I'm not a morning person. So I'm like, okay, I'll look at my schedule, you know, because I'm already at the airport. The only thing I do is look at my schedule. It's not like I'm home and I gotta make it to the airport. I'm already at the airport. I just have to make it to the gate. So like I said, I assumed I heard 12:45. My behind looks at my schedule so I can see what gate I'm at. And as I'm walking to the crew room, I'm looking and I see, and I refresh it and I see it says not 12:45. 2:45 p.m. and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I'm like, does that say 2:40? Wait a minute, let me refresh this. So I refresh it again. So after I refresh it, I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, 14 minus 12. Like, I'm telling you, I'm like sleepwalking. I know I can do military time, but I'm like 14 minus 12. Yeah, that's 2. 4 minus 2. That's 2. That's 2:45. What? I was like, oh, hell no. What's going on? What's going on? So I immediately went and started looking at, like, the reserve list at this base. Because I'm at a base, I'm in Phoenix. So I was like, let me look at this reserve list because something must be going on. Because I got to see, like, I mean, I'm not flying for another 6 hours. And then I have another 6 hour and something flight. Okay? So that's like, and I'm already here. So I'm on the clock. Once I called, I'm on the clock. So I'm like, what in the heck is going on? Like, that gotta be a mistake. So of course I called the union because that's what, you know, we have the union for. And I want to make sure that everything they done was legal because our reserve system is different. We have AM and PM and rated. AM and PM reserve stipulations are different. You know, schedule can only use them at a certain time. Schedule can only call them a certain time. So you guys know that's why I want PM reserve because I'm able to pick my trip. Rated reserve, you basically at their mercy. You're on call. As soon as your first reserve day starts, you're on call 24 hours for, you know, 3 days. And if you combine your days, you're on reserve 24 hours for 6 days. So they can alter your schedule all over like crazy. AM and PM reserve, they can alter it, but to an extent. So I'm sitting around, I'm like, what's right? Ooh, let's get the party started. Woo! Let me turn these. Hold on, y'all. Alright, you know what? Yep. So, I hate to talk with my back turned. Hold on 1 second now. I always have to be the one that want to be stubborn. Okay, let me spread it aside. So, anyway, I'm sitting there and I call the union. I'm like, hey, you know, this is my trip. And I didn't call the union because they alter my schedule. I called the union because I'm saying, wait a minute, like, this is 6 hours from now. I know they can do this, but as I'm looking, because I'm on the phone, want to make sure that they can do that, make sure I'm legal. And 2, I'm trying to see, I'm looking on the reserve list and I see they have 3 pages of reserves. So 3 pages of reserves equals to almost 100-some people. Like, if at 36, it may, I'm sorry, let me take that back. Like maybe 60, 70 people, okay? If that. If I'm over exaggerating, just know it's like maybe 20 to 50. I'm gonna say 70, if not over. And if it's a little bit less, maybe 5 people off. That's not every day, but this particular day was a lot of people. So 3 pages is a whole page, another whole page, and a half of another page. So I'm thinking, why are you choosing me for a PM trip that's 6 hours from now when you have 3 pages of reserves? And I guarantee you, you got about 5 or 6, if not 7 reserves sitting in the crew room. Because now I'm headed to the crew room because I'm trying to see what's going on. So schedule is telling me that what they're doing is correct, which is fine. But she was like, yeah, that is kind of weird that they have you going that late. And so she said, you know, I said, was it okay if I called and asked him? Because the young lady, we were texting, we all exchanged numbers because as soon as she got to Dallas, they called her, they snatched her right on up. So she got a trip too. And so, well, she got rerouted as well. So we all exchanged numbers. So we were like texting each other. So as we're texting each other, she's saying, well, you know, sometimes you call crew scheduling and you let them know what's going on. Then sometimes they change you or find an earlier trip and you don't have to be sitting there all that long time. So she said it's perfectly legal and fine to call and ask them, you know, is there an earlier trip and maybe why did they choose you? That you noticed that there are a lot of reserves here and why were you selected to wait so late? Hold on, y'all. Cook my fries. So she was like, it's perfectly fine for you to ask them that. So of course I get there and I was like, wait a minute, I know I have oil. I get there and I'm walking to the crew room and I'm calling them because the crew room is, you know, our crew room is really far because I was far from the crew room. So here I am walking to the crew room. I'm not gonna put all this in here, this is what it is. So I walk into the crew room and I'm on the phone with scheduling because I, you know, hang up with the union. So I'm on the phone with her and I'm like, hey, you know, this is what's going on. You know, I called and I'm calling. My name is, you know, Tiffany. This is my employee number, and I just, you know, I see that you guys gave me a trip, and I just want to know, you know, is there any other trips earlier because I see that you have 3 pages of reserves. Like, is there a reason why you selected me for a flight so late in the evening? So they were like, so he was like, hold on, let me check. I see what you're saying. Let me double check and see, you know, what's going on. So I was like, okay, perfect, you know, perfect. Because mind you, I'm being nice because whoever gave me this trip is not the person who answered the phone. If it is, I don't know that, you know what I'm saying? So it's not my place to call and be mean and be rude, but I do want to know why was I selected. And you got 3 pages of reserves and you mean to tell me there were no other trips? So he gets back on the phone and he was like, I see what you mean. There was some weather in Dallas and this and that, and you know we got you because you were already there. And I'm like, excuse me. He said, well, yeah, we tried to call you and call you this morning to let you know not to go to the airport. So I mean, you could have been at the hotel and not the airport. I'm sorry, what? 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 Did you, what, excuse me? What? No, I'm confused, what? So you saying, and I'm telling you, I was like, wait, what? So I said, wait a minute. I said, you called me when? Oh, we called you at 5 something in the morning. So I'm looking, because mind you, I hit snooze, so it cleared up everything on my screen. And I'm running like a chicken. I don't know what time it is. Now, mind you, that's not his fault, okay? That I'm not a morning person, okay? But I look at it and I see 5:32. Now, even if they call me at 5:32 in the morning, that still doesn't justify why you selected me for a trip that late in the evening. You got 3 pages of reserve. 3. Not 1. It's different if you would have got me in Houston. But 3 pages of reserve, bro. Like, I was like, but that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, you have 3 pages of reserves. Well, you were there. You were already there, so we select. No, I was not already here. If you started calling me at 5:32, at 5:32, I was rolling over like a rotisserie chicken at 5:32. So he was like, well, I mean, you could have been at a hotel. Now, why he keeps saying this is, if we're at a base, basically that's our hotel because there's a quiet room. So if you're at a base, you're not sent back to the hotel. You're actually, there at the, you're there at a, you're in a quiet room. You can go to the crew room. You can get something to eat. There's food. There's somewhere where you can sleep. But if you're away from your base, you're able to suggest to go back to the hotel. So they were supposed to send me back to the hotel if I wasn't at a base. So that's why he kept saying, well, we called you to stay at a hotel. You didn't have to be at the airport for 6 hours. You could have been at a hotel. But what I'm saying is going right over his head, like all over his head. That's not what I'm asking you, son. I said, why did you select me when you have 3 pages of reserves? It's 3 pages. And even if you did, I know you're gonna select me because I'm a reserve. Remember, because I'm already reserved. But there was no other trips. Like if you would have sent me out with a young lady that left early and she had to go to the gate right then, that's different. But you send me out 6 hours from now. Like, that's crazy. And mind you, it's not his fault. You know what I'm saying, why I'm getting sent out. It's not, you know, he didn't select me, but I just felt like, I mean, you're looking at my schedule, you see I worked a lot, like, because you put up my schedule. Number two, you know for a fact you have 3 pages of reserves, and have those, and now as I'm talking to him, I'm walking in the crew room, and it's like 7 ready reserves sitting there. So I'm like, wait a minute. So not only do you have 7 to 8 reserves sitting here, number one, I know this because my classmates was in there, we was in there clowning. I mean, that actually made it fun because we had a blast sitting there for them 6 hours, but it was a lot of people. She was actually sitting ready reserve. So I mean, I'm sorry, not ready reserve, airport standby. So you got like 7 to 8 people sitting airport standby. She's one of them, of course. And you still got 3 pages of reserves. So it's not like you're going through your reserves. So he kept saying, well, you know, we called you this time, we called you that time, this and that, you know. And so why I ended up getting irritated was because on our overnights, we're not obligated to answer our phone. We're on our rest. Now, sometimes people look at their schedule. Commuters are a lot of people that look at their schedule, and sometimes it's other commuters. It's depending on what it is and what's going on. Sometimes commuters, you know, they kind of follow their schedule all the time. Not like me, when I'm thinking I'm deadheaded the next day, I'm not focusing on my schedule. Like, I know it may change when I get to the airport, but I'm not thinking it's going to change at night, because when I went to bed, my schedule was the same. And with all that being said, that's going to be my favorite thing, like with all that being said. But basically, we don't have to answer our phone on the overnight. We don't. Now, the A can knock on our door, try to call us to tell us the schedule change. But overall, there's nothing, they can't make us pick up the phone, they can't make us answer. You know, we'll find out when we find out. The hotel staff can come down like, hey, they're calling you. None of that. None of that, okay? It has to be a uniform person. Like, it has to be somebody, you know, that is that works at the airport. And so I'm like sitting there and I'm like in awe. So he just kept going back and forth with me, like saying he knew that there was no answer to what I was asking. He knew that basically they didn't have to use me. Like, he knew what I was saying, what I was saying was right. He just was like saying, well, I mean, you could have been at the hotel. And I was just trying to tell him it's not about me being at the hotel. It's about the fact that you choosing me out of everybody for what? So I'm not saying that this is what crew scheduling is doing, but sometimes people who work crew scheduling get a little bit aggravated because sometimes the trips that they put on your board, if they alter your board, if you don't answer your phone because you don't have to on your overnight, you're like putting them in a pickle, because you not answering your phone makes you sometimes either illegal for the trip they're trying to put you on, because they're trying to make you legal, or they have to find another crew because you won't answer your phone. So it's a lot of variables to it. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so this person is scheduling is like, okay, you want to answer your phone? Okay, well, I'll answer. As soon as you go to the airport, we're going to let you know your schedule changed. You can't go back to the airport because you at a base, and you can sit there for 6 hours and then work your flight since you don't answer your phone. This is what I'm thinking, because I'm like irritated, okay? Ooh, yeah. Wait, what happened? Let me get another, hold on, y'all. Because this is not playing, honey. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is so cool. I'm gonna burn it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh wait, that's rude. Wait a minute, hold on, y'all. I don't want to talk to you with my back turned. That's my clothes all the way. Woo, y'all. So he just kept repeating himself. I was like, you know what, never mind. Just never mind. You know, never mind. Thank you anyway. So I hang up the phone. Like I said, I'm in the crew room. I'm sitting there and we're talking and I'm just like upset. Now mind you, this happens. It happens. It just happens. It's not like it's a life or death situation. It's not something that I took with me on my flight and I'm mad as hell and everybody gonna suffer on a plane and I ain't serving nobody and everybody getting an attitude. No, no. It just means that, okay, like right now we're in negotiations and you know that's just how the cookie crumbles. And like I said, even though I didn't understand why, again, I was selected, there's nothing I could do about it. I'm on ready reserve. So I go to the crew room and I, you know, laugh with them for a little bit. I never took a nap. I ended up working, you know, I ended up going to my gate. And when I get to my gate, I'm talking to the crew because I'm the D. Because I went from the A to the D, which means it's a bigger aircraft and it's 4 flight attendants. So I'm the D, I'm like the floater. So when I get on there, I'm talking to the people, the crew that's on there, and we're going to another base, which is Chicago. So the base that we're going to, all of them are getting off. One is, he lives in Atlanta. So he was going to stay on the plane, and the other 2 were getting off in Chicago. So we did all 3 legs, and we got to Chicago. The other 2 flight attendants got off, and the last one he had, and I got off as well, and the other one he did headed to Atlanta. Now, what happened was when I got on the flight and I'm talking to the crew, I found out that the reason why maybe they were a little bit irritated was because, and they were trying to call me so badly and get a hold of me so badly on my overnight, was because the trip I was on was supposed to be like a 3 or 4 leg trip. I was supposed to end up in Atlanta, but since I didn't answer the phone, they you know, it's a 3 leg trip. And so I was supposed to end up in Atlanta at 1 o'clock in the morning. But since I went to the airport and I, you know, checked in at 8 o'clock in the morning when I realized I didn't have a boarding pass, that put me extremely over legal limits. So now I'm extremely legal. So they had to take the last leg, which means that they had to pull a crew, that's why we have 4, 3, 2, and 1 day reserves. But they had to pull a crew just to work that 1 leg to Atlanta versus me catching up with that crew and working the whole flight to Atlanta. So I'm thinking, well, maybe that's why they were irritated and why they, you know, were like, well, you know, we try to call you, but you don't answer the phone. So I mean, it is what it is. And I think that's why, you know, everything kind of turned out the way it did. Of course, I went there and, hold on. So while I was on the flight, I was told before I got on my flight by the union that I'll get double time if I get in 1 minute after 10. So I'm like, oh, this is great, because I looked and we're like delayed. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this double. Now that kind of made me like, okay, I'm about to get almost 10.5 hours of double time. Okay, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, you know, bruh. I'm talking to the captain. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to get there at like 9:55 because I'm trying to catch a commuter flight. I said, what about 10:01? He was like, no, I'm trying to commute. Okay. We land. Okay, and I may look like I'm happy, but I was irritated. That irritated me even more. We land. 4 minutes. I was 4 minutes from getting double time. 4 freaking minutes, because he wouldn't slow down. And I'm talking about, not like I was telling him to drive like this days. He was speeding, like, but I say speeding. But that was good. He was like really going through the, you know, the cones and stuff to get to the gate because he's trying to commute. We never went that fast. Like I've seen, like, I tell you back when the pilots are trying to commute, they be getting it. He was getting it. So anybody else, they just, you know, try to, you know, they mosey on and get to the gate or whatever. No, not him. And some pilots like 4 minutes. Okay, girl, I got you. I get in at 10:01. You know, because they know, you know, they don't really. It's not like they're doing it for you, but they already know it's gonna be 10:01. They just not gonna tell you. They just make you think they did it for you, but really, we really gonna get in after the time, because they're not doing it for us. They already know they're gonna be delayed, or they already know that by the time we, you know, taxi to the gate, we're gonna get our overtime, but in our mind, and get our double time or whatever. But in our mind, we thinking they did it for us, but they really didn't. 4 minutes. I didn't get the double time. 4 freaking minutes. But guess what? God don't like ugly, okay? So we land. Guess what's at the door? I mean at the jet bridge, waiting in the jet bridge. Take a guess. Clipboard. Guess what clipboard is? Drug test. Guess who he's there for? The pilot. They didn't want to slow down for me to get my 4 minutes of double time. So of course the person in the back called me and was like, guess who's out here? It's a clipboard. And a lot of people like ask, has their clipboard because a lot of people, a lot of flights need to use the bathroom because they're trying to rush to their car. So they try to use the bathroom before they get off. So so a lot of people like, look, let me know if there's a clipboard, because if there's not a clipboard, I'm gonna use the bathroom while everybody's complaining because I got a long drive or something like that. So there was a clipboard, and it was like clipboard, but guess who it's for? It's for the captain, because they knew that I had kind of asked the captain like, what about 10:01? Homo was like, no. I was okay. But honey, he didn't make that flight. And I'm not saying that, he would have made the flight anyway, because, when you have a drug test and basis, you're basically, you have to follow them either to a bathroom or downstairs to the area where you do your drug testing at. Oh yes. Oh yes, honey. I love it. Oh my God, y'all, let me show you. This is amazing. Oh my God, I'm just so excited. Look how pretty. Oh wait, y'all can't see it all. Y'all, this is beautiful. Whoever created this air fryer, I bet you they're a billionaire. Oh my God, look at this. This is how I want my wings to be cooked when I'm on my overnights, and they never do. Well, sometimes, some hotels. Look at that. Okay, let me get my fries out. Let me get my. I'm so happy. Oh my God. That's not. So now let me say this. I always look at the bigger picture after I calm down. That is. And the bigger picture is, you have some airlines that their flight attendants are sitting reserve and they're not even being called. You have airlines that there aren't any trips in there at all. You have airlines that, you're basically working the amount of hours that they give you, which is your guarantee, which is if it's 65, 72, 78, whatever, and you can't make more than that. You have airlines that don't even offer overtime. You have airlines that's going through something that maybe they want to, they may end up, filing for bankruptcy. So you have airlines that may not allow you to work as much as you want to work. You have airlines that, people look at you in a disrespectful way because of whatever airline, and that's all across the board. But sometimes, it's airlines that have a bad name, and it's not because of the employees, it's because of some of the things that the company do, and the customers don't realize that it's not the employees. Sometimes it's the company. So, I mean, when I looked at everything, and after I calmed down, even though I didn't get my 4 hours, I didn't get my overtime for my little 4 minutes. Well, I didn't get the 4 minutes that I needed for overtime. I thought about all that, what I'm saying, throughout, that's what made me calm down when I was sitting in the crew room. Because it wasn't about the fact that, they called me, for a trip. It was the fact that they had a lot of options and they could have put me on an earlier trip. And then I just maybe felt like at that time, I felt like maybe they were saying, well, you know what, you should answer your phone, because we called you and we needed you, so now you need us. And I don't think our company is like tit for tat. haven't experienced no tit for tat from my company, period, at all. Like, I love where I work at, but it may be the person that's working, who's scheduling, that's calling you, maybe, you know. That's why people tell you sometimes when you work for a company, when people do crazy stuff after they're fired, it's not the company, it's that person. So that's what I mean by, you know, that person would have been like, you know what, whatever, you know, look, let me notate all the times I called. So when, you know, if she called, complained, look, we try to help you, you ain't help us. So, you know, you get those people that get that mentality, you know. But that's fine, that's how it goes, you know. But when I think about the blessings that I have, I'm able to work as much as I want to work. Even on a slow month, I can pick up whatever I want to pick up. I can, you know, work to I can work my fingers to the bone. I'm able to work and make all the money back that I spent in my savings moving in 1 month. You know what I'm saying? And some people aren't even able to do that. And basically, you know, I'm at a job that, you know, I have a good record. I haven't been in trouble. You know, I'm just blessed to, you know, be in a position where I'm respected, and I have my own place. I'm able to provide for myself and not live from check to check with some jobs I've been to, you know, I've worked at. So I look at that after I've calmed down and be like, you know, it's a blessing in disguise. Everything is not going to go your way. Everything is not going to be what you want. You're not always going to come out on top when it comes to situations with scheduling. Just know you have a job. Some people can't even get a job. Some people can't even get in airlines because of their background, or, you know, they don't know what they need to do, or why they keep getting, you know, rejected. And I feel like, you know, when you keep getting rejected, just sit down, figure out what you need to do, watch a lot of videos, and ask God to place you where He wants you to be. My God, your God, whichever God that you choose to, you know, serve, just do that. So I look at that, and so that calms me down. Like, when I'm upset, I be irritated, I be mad, I may talk about, like, girl, tell you how they tried me today. But I got a job. Like, I got a job that I'm able to work. And if I wanted to, I could have picked up a, you know, a trip, or I could have picked up something, or, you know, I didn't have to have overtime. I already had a lot of hours anyway. So I mean, the overtime would have made a difference, but it would have made a big difference, because I was already at like 150 some hours, almost 160 hours for the month. So it's not a bad thing. Like, it's not like I was at like 90 hours or 70 hours and I really needed overtime. I was, and not only that, I had some, you know, my friends that was on the that I stayed with, you know, that was at my old crash pad. They were telling me that they were waiting to be called, and they weren't even getting called, not even for airport standby, and they wanted to work. And here I am getting called on every reserve. So in my mind, I'm thinking God is blessing me to either, you know, not only replace money back that I use when I, you know, in my savings that I use, and not only my savings, more money that I use to move. God actually, something may come up where I need the money. I may need that money. I may need that money later on, and I may not know, like, okay, something may happen. I may have to buy a tire, or, you know, I keep saying I need to get a dining room table. And, you know, I'm able to buy that stuff with this, you know, with my check that's coming up. So it's it really is a blessing in disguise. You know, past the whole, you know, 3 pages of reserves, I think that God let me work and keep getting called, because I need this money somewhere. Like, at some point I need this money, and I don't know why. Maybe just to put the money back in, whatever the case may be. But I was blessed to get the opportunity to do what I do and do what I love. So, like I said, you're not going to always be happy with the, you know, the outcome. You're not always going to be happy with what scheduling do. That's just how, that's how the airline industry works. You're not going to get everything you want. You're not going to like every trip you have. It's not going to be what you want. You're going to be too tired. They're going to work you to death. They're not going to work you enough. But that's how it is in the airline industry. So that's what happened on my last 3-day trip. I was like, y'all. Speaking of that, let me add on to this. So you guys, like I told you earlier, I had 2 more days of reserve. I was number 15 on the list. 15. They called me on, and this is another point that I'm trying to show you. Like, sometimes I'm like, really? You know, it make you be like, what's going on? Okay, but basically, they called me on my first day of reserve, which I only had 2. And was like, hey, and when they was calling me, I'm looking, I know they're not, I'm like, what the heck happened? I just looked at my schedule, like, not even 20 minutes ago, and I was 15. You mean to tell me they went through 14 people? What the heck? So I answered the phone, and they're like, yeah, you were called, we were calling to see if you want to sit airport standby. What? What? I got water in my ears or something. I know I hit it. What? Do you want to say airport standby? Now mind you, I went back on my phone and I'm looking at the schedule, I'm looking at the reserve list, and I'm thinking, I've sat 6 times already over my allotted times. And you have people who haven't sat airport standby yet, that's above me on this list. And you have people that sat maybe once or twice, and I think me and maybe 3 other people, if that, sat 6 times, and that's probably because they're commuters. Trust me when I tell you, I was like, no, I don't want to sit airport standby, but thank you. And she's like, okay, I just want to see if you want to see airport standby. And I'm thinking, I'm number 15. Why would I want to see airport standby when you have 14 people ahead of me, and it's people that's on top, that's above me, that's on this list that haven't sat once? I'm confused over. And you chose, let me call her. What? Now, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Maybe they think I'm a commuter, which I don't. I mean, maybe they think, oh, she wants to, you know, she said airport standby. Maybe she likes sitting airport standby. Let's call her. Maybe. But I don't think that they should have called me and I'm number 15. Like, if I was like number 5 or something, that's different. But number 15, I was like pushing it. But yeah, I was like, and they did not call me, because if they would have given me airport standby, trust me, I would have got airport standby and I would have got a trip. Believe me when I tell you, okay? And the second they didn't call me. So my last 2 reserve days, I got paid to do nothing, which I needed it because I have worked a lot this month. Okay, was it this month? Wait, no, last month. So I was fine with that. Overall, y'all, I'm through cooking. I showed y'all the chicken. Here go my fries. Yes, honey, you see that? Oh my God, I'm so, Lord, oh my Lord, y'all, I'm gonna go eat, okay? Because I'm so hungry, but I want to come and tell you guys about... Sorry, my brother. But I want to come and tell you guys about my 3-day reserve and just cook with you guys something very simple. I want to tell you guys I love this air fryer. I don't see myself cooking chicken in another pan. You hear me? I mean, I thought this was going to take a long time because it said 25 minutes, but this cooked fast. And I love the flats, so I got me some flats. I got me some chicken. I'm gonna taste this. As a matter of fact, let's taste while I'm standing here. Ooh, this is good and crispy too. Ooh, yes, honey. But that seasoning is just right. Y'all, let me go eat for this shit because I don't like cold chicken. So let me go eat. Well, I'm gonna catch up, yeah. And then go eat. And I'll see you guys on a future video. Thank you guys for cooking with Tiffany. This, I know this ain't like no cooking video. This just, you know, me cooking a little something while I tell you about my 3-day reserve. Hope you guys like these videos. And if you want me to cook something else, let me know. Now, I'm not no, you know, chef and all. But, yeah. Let me go eat. Get my hot sauce down. And I'll see you guys on a future video. Thank you guys for giving me many reasons to spend my time with you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.